All right, you have packed up their stuff, helped them move into their dorm room, made sure they have all the emergency contacts, right? Everything they need, including how to do your own laundry. Yes, getting your kids ready to go off to college, we know, a major task. The cost of college, meanwhile, continues to rise. And after you send off that tuition check, you think everything's good, we're all good. But what would happen if your child was involved in an unexpected illness, injury, or for some reason just can't continue their education at that time? I don't know if a lot of parents have thought about this. That's why we brought in John Fees from GradGuard to talk a little bit about this. You know, interesting, John, because you talk about it's the second biggest investment that families will make aside from a house.
That's right.
And yet, maybe insurance isn't something folks think about.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you think about. You're excited about sending your student off to college. You want to make certain they moved into their dorms. Everything is going to be perfect, right? But you don't realize that students actually suffer a lot more vulnerabilities. They're living away from home oftentimes for the first time. They're not sleeping on a regular basis. And as a result, they suffer illnesses, injuries, accidents, and a lot of those things disrupt college, and they actually need to leave school. What you don't expect is that the universities don't provide a refund. Just like a cruise company doesn't provide a refund, universities are already counting on that money to spend and pay for the cost of education. The reality is families need to protect themselves as well.
You know, we're talking numbers interesting. About 3.5 million kids are starting college this year, and you say a significant amount won't be coming back to school.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about this, but it's really the real challenge today in the country is that 1 in 4 students don't return to complete their second year of college anywhere. And this is traditional 18-year-olds that are entering college. And so what I recommend to families is that it's not just the cost and the investment that you saved years to pay for college, but it's really to make certain when you assess the college and make certain that when you move that student in, that they're aware of the resources available to them to help them overcome maybe a mental health issue, some anxiety. Most universities have counseling consultation programs. Most also have student health clinics. And all of those issues are really important to being successful in the classroom. The most important thing about GradGuard's tuition insurance, though, is if you buy it, you don't have to worry about the financial loss. You can worry about the crisis that your student might be going through, in the middle of the semester.
Especially if you think about so many people are taking out loans and such to pay for this, and now if something were to happen, your child is gone, now that money's lost that you now still owe on. GradGuard actually works with the universities themselves, so over 300 campuses where they tell people, hey, here's what's available in terms of insurance, not just for your education. You said many things, down to even renter's insurance if a child is on a dorm campus.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. The reality is that 300 universities rely on GradGuard to protect their students, and we've protected almost 650,000 students. It's a great thing that a lot of people have never heard of. And the reality is that most private institutions, from NYU to Princeton to Harvard to USC, have offered these programs for decades. And so if you went to an elite institution, you could get them. I'm an Arizona State grad. ASU's not quite a partner yet, but the reality is these risks happen everywhere. In fact, there were 2,000 fires in campus dorms.
Wow.
Every year for the last decade. Right? So the reality is if you talk to other college parents, I've got a junior at ASU, most college parents will tell you of stories of friends whose student had to withdraw due to medical reasons, due to some unforeseen event, or related to that campus fire or that backpack being stolen. And what GradGuard tries to do is really help students overcome those events and get back to class and return to complete their degree.
It's already such a difficult transitional time anyways.
It is.
We love all that information, GradGuard again. So talk to, parents out there, make sure your students are asking their counselors, anything like that on campus. And if you'd like more information, GradGuard, you can check them out online. We'll put the info on our website.
Great.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Stay with us, guys. We'll be right back.